I love science because science discovers cool, amazing things.
I love science because it's very easy to learn to make it fun.
I love that you can fix so many world problems.
I love science because you can lose yourself completely in it.
I love science because it's my favorite subject.
Science means growth and development, and it means you can learn about everything and anything.
Science is discovering something and making something happen out of it.
To me, science means answering big questions. It's very nice to know that you can never learn too much.
To me, science means learning new things and making cool discoveries, like flying cars and going to the moon and Mars.
We need science so much because it's the backbone of modern day culture and society.
We need science to stop problems that might arouse, like climate change. Like, we're gonna need scientists to find a solution.
Hello, my name is Vince Cerf. I'm Google's Vice President and Chief Internet Evangelist. Welcome to the Celebrating Science Watch Party. So let's talk a little bit about science. Why is that important? Well, science is how we discover how the world works. And if we don't know how the world works, how will we ever figure out how to solve problems whose solutions would help make the world a lot better place to live in? So science is really important because it gives us facts. Well, what about STEM? What's that? That's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Those are all disciplines that we exercise when we pursue scientific investigations and then when we apply what we've learned to solve problems in the real world to make the world a better place to live in. Kids are natural scientists. They are curious, they explore, they try all kinds of things. They're not afraid to do things. They're not afraid to use computers because they're afraid they'll break. They just try stuff out. And that natural curiosity, that natural desire to explore is something worth preserving. And so the place to instantiate that is the Children's Science Center, where they can discover what science is about, how it gets applied, and why it's such an exciting area in which to pursue their ideas. So welcome again to the Celebrating Science Watch Party. Do everything you can to help make the Science Center a success.
My name is Jill McNabb. I have been involved with the Children's Science Center for the past 15 years, and I now have the privilege and honor of serving as the board chair. We're celebrating the importance of STEM and the important role that science centers have in inspiring people of all ages and really getting them to view the world through a different lens of science. And more importantly, I think, we're here to celebrate our Science Center, the Science Center that's coming here to our community in Northern Virginia. And we've made a lot of progress. And later, you'll be seeing some of that progress. We will be revealing, just for you, our brand, our logo, and some sneak peek of the building itself. It's gonna be great. We're also celebrating the community of people that have come together to make this happen. We truly have an amazing group of believers, educators, parents, students, young kids, community leaders who have really sparked a movement to create this Science Center. And you'll be hearing from a few of them later on. They'll be sharing their stories about why they believe in the Science Center. The future Science Center is going to be truly an inspirational place. It will allow us to reach so many more people. We're going from serving about 70,000 people each year to 300,000 people each year. So far, we've funded 90% of the campaign, and we're focused on that last 10%. So we are reaching out and trying to expand our network, share our story, and invite more people to join us to finish and reach that 100% goal.
I think what the Children's Science Center does is it not only educates you, but it forms a community around you. And I think that's what's unique
that we wouldn't have if we didn't have a Children's Science Center here.
Personally, I have 2 sons. I've got a 5th grader and a 3rd grader, and they love science probably more than I do. And I've taken them to the Science Center many times, and they love hands-on learning. They love the Science Center.
It's probably been about 10 years since I've been involved with the Science Center, and I've been smitten with the organization ever since then.
My first interaction with the Science Center was about 6 years ago. I had just come to Loudoun County Public Schools. I worked in a school that was Title I. We were 86% Hispanic. We were 86% economically disadvantaged. When I heard of the Science Center, they were providing a lottery for Title I schools to apply for having a family science night. So I applied and was fortunate enough to be selected by the Science Center to have a family science night at my school. That night, we had, out of 500 families, about 250 families attend, and it was a huge success. I just remember looking around and seeing all of the kids smiling. All of them had their siblings with them. Their parents were there. Their parents were smiling. And it turned out to be a success for the entire community. So after the Family Science Night, the next program I was involved with was the Latina Psi Girls. The different staff who worked at the Science Center were teachers, but they also became mentors to the girls and formed very strong relationships with the girls as well. It was incredible. Every week we came here and they engaged in different hands-on science activities. They participated in different experiments that actual scientists participated in, and they were doing what scientists were doing. And one of the themes that the Science Center was teaching the girls was that they were scientists. They were doing what scientists were doing, and they themselves were scientists. And we really encouraged the girls to know that if they were interested in a career in STEM, that they had the ability to do it.
So I've been a volunteer with the Science Center through several roles. One was on the advisory council, and now I'm on the board of directors. And my daughter is a participant in the Youth Advisory Board.
The Youth Advisory Board is a group of 9th through 12th graders that meet once a month who organize events for the Children's Science Center. I wanted to join the Youth Advisory Board because it was a group of kids my age that all were passionate about the same thing, which was science. And the fact that we got to work together to help other kids also, and to expose kids, younger kids from a really young age, to the science that we were lucky enough to be exposed to at that age.
In my role, I get to parlay my passion for underserved communities into organizations that meet that passion. Science is something that is with us every day, and it's an opportunity for us to have so many more teachable moments with our kids, fun moments that really open their eyes to the world around them. And that's like an energy that you absorb as an adult, I think, because you're removed from your moments of just pure joy, and it's exciting to see children as they're encountering moments of pure joy and moments of lessons, and you're almost sneaking a lesson into them because they don't know it. That's fun as well and impactful because you know that they're going to take that moment, and even if they don't think about it in 2 years or 3 years when they're grumbling about a course, they're going to remember, and it's going to be something that stays with them forever.
It's fun because I don't think that a lot of people can say that, you know, you and your mom are working in the STEM field together, but it's something that I think a lot of kids should be able to experience.
I'm really excited that she wanted to follow in my footsteps and volunteer with the Science Center as well.
I've always found a place at the Children's Science Center ever since I was like a 5th grader, and I know that other students will be able to too. So it's definitely not just a place for kids. And I think that's what the Children's Science Center brings to people, and I think that's what it brought to me, the fact that there's fellow students I have that can support me, and there's adults who believe in me. I got to talk to real life scientists, which to me was like a really awesome thing because these are people who do this for their career, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do science for my career. And so getting an opportunity to talk to them was really awesome and share it with other people through the Children's Science Center. It's an amazing experience. I think my life would have been a lot different if I hadn't been involved with the Children's Science Center.
I think the new Science Center will make a huge difference in the lives of my students. With the new Science Center, it's going to be much larger, and I'm imagining that I can start to bring entire grade levels to the Science Center. It's extremely important for me to provide my children with additional enrichment opportunities where they can engage in experiments and do hands-on activities that the Science Center provides in a fun way.
I think I'm most excited about for the future Science Center is that it's for people of all ages, just anybody who's interested in science. There are going to be so many opportunities there.
We should create a science museum where people around the United States will want to come and be inspired. It's a need that really needs to be filled and will be filled in the future with a full-scale museum.
This is one organization that is worth supporting, not just for yourself, but for your children and for all other children in the region. It is really going to be a world-class organization, and we want you to be part of that journey with us.
The Science Center for me really represents that spark that I know occurred with my dad or my uncles and aunts when they were playing with their little Heathkits or they were playing with tinkering with the radio. And I see the Science Center being the physical manifestation of an ability for us to do that for this next generation of kids. And that sort of spark is how I see the Science Center being able to impact this region and whole communities in our area.
I have been mentoring at the Children's Science Center for the Latina SciGirls program since the program got started, and my intent is to continue to do it as often as the Science Center hosts it. The lab opening the doors to people that come in the program, specifically like Latina SciGirls, is a wonderful opportunity because these groups of students often don't have these opportunities. So the fact that they can come here, a program that's completely free, that they have access to the center and to mentors that are working at national facilities or government agencies and that look like them, I think is absolutely unique. I've had many of the parents of the girls that approach me and tell me how grateful they are that these programs exist.
And there's an element to that, again, that gets very personal for us, and it's the opportunity that the Science Center has to bring disparate communities together. When you go today to the lab and you see kids that are coming from all different socioeconomic backgrounds, and you see how they are interacting with each other, and they're just all the same in the Science Center.
I've received emails from different girls through the various outreach opportunities and through parents where they'll leave testimonials saying, you know, because I saw you and you said that I could do this, I have now pursued and I've gotten a scholarship somewhere, and I'm considering university. And that's something that, you know, that will have a lasting impact on these people.
So the importance of STEM in our region can't be understated. We've taken a lot of effort over the last 20, 30 years, I think, in our area to really invest in this community. The Science Center, though, really it touches an area that I think is an underappreciated area, and that's that importance of early stage lifelong learning, or early stage learning and getting the informal and formal learning connected. And that really begins to hit the long-term strategy that we have to address the workforce needs of the future.
There are so many opportunities that the demand of the future is going to be in tech and STEM. So I want to share my passion with other people and also tell them this is the future. So join the club, and I would just love to be able to have an impact into just sharing what I love to do and hopefully get somebody else to fall in love with STEM like I did.
I think it really comes down to one major theme, and it's the importance of education in raising communities. I've seen it raise our community and the immigrant communities, many immigrant communities. I've seen it raised in Title I school communities and what that has done for people. And I just think you can't underestimate the power that we can have with having a convening location like the Science Center and what that does to bring all those communities together.
Having a larger museum would reach so many more people. So giving the access to now not only children, but adults, because oftentimes part of my efforts to do outreach, educational outreach specifically in STEM, is not only to educate the children about STEM, but to educate the parents about the opportunities that come with STEM. So being able to create a facility that now can harbor so many more people and so many more areas and cover such a large age range is extremely important.
I encourage your family to join ours in leaving a lasting legacy for this region by making a major gift to the Future Science Center.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bentley, President and CEO of Northwest Federal Credit Union. As an organization, Northwest typically volunteers over 8,000 hours a year with charities and other groups in the communities we're located. When we were presented an opportunity to partner with the Science Center, it was a perfect fit. Many of our employees now volunteer on a regular basis because seeing the wonder in children's eyes is just so rewarding. Ensuring access to science centers of this caliber is vital to the development of the generations to come. In an area as focused on tech as Northern Virginia is, we owe it to our children and their children to provide an atmosphere where they can experience the wonders of science and nurture a lifelong curiosity. It's exciting to see something of this scale really take shape, and we can hardly wait to see the doors finally open and see it all in person. We explored how to make a significant and lasting impact in Northern Virginia. When we were shown the new Science Center plans, we were immediately excited, but we also went to great efforts to perform our due diligence. After reviewing the vision and tangible impact that the center will have, we were certain that this project was most aligned with our mission to help transform the lives of the people in and around the communities we serve. As the building's lifetime naming sponsor, we're also cementing Northwest's legacy of giving back to the community for generations to come. I'd say to any company or individual that opportunities to make an extraordinary impact like this come along very infrequently. We're so confident in our decision that we made a $10 million commitment. But there are still many opportunities at all levels. I'd encourage other leaders to assess what impact they're making in the region and join us in seeing this Science Center come to fruition. Now, it's my privilege to introduce Nini Spivey, Executive Director.
We're grateful to all of those that are bringing the vision for a world-class interactive science center to reality. The many who have supported this effort over the years, and those who are our newest champions. I'd especially like to thank our campaign partners and event sponsors for helping us celebrate science and launch the Future Science Center today. Together, we are creating an innovative and ambitious new model for the future, building greater connections within the community and advancing STEM for our region, nation, and world. Together, we will celebrate that science is everything, and we will help people of all ages fall in love with science. This bold endeavor is a shining example of the power of public-private partnerships. This partnership with the Commonwealth of Virginia and Loudoun County to create a regional science center is providing the strength, expertise, and resources to develop a world-class facility and to scale rapidly to serve our region's large population. We are joining a family of science centers by partnering with the Science Museum of Virginia, an agency of the Commonwealth's Department of Education, who operates 2 fantastic science centers in Richmond and Danville that serve 500,000 visitors a year. The Science Museum is integrally involved, funding and managing the design and construction of the facility, owning the land and building, and making an immediate investment of over $40 million in Northern Virginia. Our organization is leading the private funding campaign and the exhibit design. We are working side by side with experts at the Science Museum and world-class architecture and exhibit design firms to create an entirely new model for STEM learning, creating a science center that embraces the power, beauty, and most surprising elements of science. One that reflects the technology and the diversity of our amazing region and makes STEM learning accessible to a far greater number of our children, families, and schools. Together, we are filling a gap in Northern Virginia, being the largest metro area in the country without an interactive science center, and ensuring that all children in our region, of all backgrounds and abilities, have the opportunities and exposure that enable them to be a part of our future technology workforce. It's due time to provide this important element of education infrastructure and build a robust STEM ecosystem in our region. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce you to a few of our greatest champions from the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Hi, I'm Rich Conti, the Chief Wonder Officer of the Science Museum of Virginia here in Richmond. And for the past 4 decades, we've been helping people to question their world and celebrate the science that's improved our quality of life. Our mission is to inspire all Virginians to enrich their lives through science. And that's why we're so excited to be a part of the Northern Virginia Science Center. Northern Virginia's got some pretty incredible museums, but none quite like what the Northern Virginia Science Center is going to be. It's going to be a place to inspire, and it's going to be a place to change the way you think about the world. And so if you can hear the excitement and the passion in my voice, there's two other people that are equally excited about this project. And when you introduce the Governor and First Lady of Virginia, you're also introducing a physician and a science educator. Governor and Mrs. Northam have played an incredibly important role in making the Northern Virginia Science Center a reality. Mrs. Northam?
Thanks, Rich. We do love coming here. The Science Museum of Virginia inspires hundreds of thousands of guests each year, igniting the spark of curiosity and the joy of discovery. As a STEM family and a parent whose children went into two different but very STEM-focused fields, I can attest that giving the next generation the chance to experience STEM in their everyday lives, like they can do right here and will do at the Northern Virginia Science Center, will shape their future. They can empower our students to develop the knowledge, skills, and creative mindsets necessary to thrive in a rapidly changing, technologically advanced global society. This new center will help to ensure equitable opportunities and access for every Virginian to become a vital part of our STEM ecosystem, no matter who they are or where they live, shaping their future and the Commonwealth, giving them the courage to dream big, find their passion, and go out and change the world.
The First Lady is right. Today, perhaps more than ever, we are seeing the importance of STEM in our lives. And we know that STEM education is vital to prepare our next generation for a 21st century workforce. That's why our administration has placed such an emphasis on STEM learning and why it was so important for the Commonwealth to invest in the Northern Virginia Science Center. The Science Center will play a vital role in advancing the relevancy of STEM in the region, helping build connections in the community, and giving our next generation the chance to see how STEM can and does influence their lives. But it won't just be for children. The Northern Virginia Science Center will help people of all ages fall in love with science, much as I did so many years ago. For these reasons and so many more, I'm honored to share with you the vision for this amazing place and introduce the Northern Virginia Science Center.
Wow, was that amazing or what? We just saw our new brand, our name, Northern Virginia Science Center, and you got a sneak peek at what the building is gonna look like. I can't stop smiling. I'm so happy and filled with joy. I remember many years ago, we used to share our vision of the Science Center with our words, and we had to borrow images from other science centers to explain what we were doing. But now, we have our Science Center coming together. It's becoming a reality. I wonder how you're feeling. Inspired? Excited? Fired up? Are you asking yourself, how can I be involved? How can I make this happen? Well, I want you to be involved. The Northern Virginia Science Center is so close to becoming a reality. We've sparked a movement and we have so many people, the community, coming together to support this important vision. Please join us as a champion of STEM and let's make this happen.
Thank you for supporting the Science Center.
Thank you for supporting science.
Thank you for making the Science Center possible.
Thank you for supporting science.
Thank you for making the Science Center possible.